من هي إقرا خالد؟
Iqra, the human, is 33 years old and is a lawyer by profession. I immigrated to Canada when I was 12 years old with my family and have been volunteering ever since I came here because I want to give back to my community.
When you migrated, did you imagine yourself, did you see yourself in the parliament?
Absolutely not. When I was 12 years old, I wanted to be a doctor. I wanted to help people by being a doctor. And then when I grow up a little bit more, I wanted to be a journalist and help people through journalism. And then as I went through law school, I realized that it's not about what title I carry. My calling, my God-given, I think my destiny is really just to serve the public. And this is just a good way as any to do it.
How did you think of going into politics?
I don't know. It was a very natural transition. I volunteered for my dear friend Omar Al-Kabra when he was running many years ago. And I just got involved with the Liberal Party and I knocked on doors and after I finished law school, this opportunity came. They were looking for a candidate for Erin Mills riding and the intention was never to win. I was going to do it for experience and then maybe run 20 years later when I was older, more mature and ready for politics. But I always feel God works in very mysterious ways and alhamdulillah, we won the riding and we were able to do some really good work for our community here.
4 years in the political kitchen, how these 4 years changed Iqra Khalid?
These 4 years have made me more aware as to what my community and what my country really values and how delicate our balance really is.
In 2017, you presented a famous motion about Islamophobia. Can you please tell us about it?
I was asking our government and our parliament to recognize that Islamophobia is real and that indeed all forms of systemic racism and religious discrimination need to be addressed and really need to be tackled. And so when I put forward this motion asking for our parliament to study the issue of systemic racism and religious discrimination, including Islamophobia in Canada, unfortunately there was a big uprising with certain right-wing groups that did not feel that this was the right path. But what the great thing that happened was that all of Canada then just engaged in conversation with one another about our rights and freedoms as Canadians, about our Charter of Rights and which rights are and how do the rights connect and how do they complement or conflict one another. The motion did pass in the House on March 23rd in 2017. And the study was conducted, and because of the motion, we were able to receive $21 million of funding for grassroots organizations to start awareness campaigns and education campaigns to build their capacity to provide support for vulnerable communities.
Some Canadians consider this motion to be divisive. What can you say?
I don't think it was divisive at all. I think that it was a very much needed conversation that Canadians needed to have with one another. As you know, this is a very diverse country and everybody brings in their own sets of values and their religion and their ethnicities and ideologies, and we need to continue to have that conversation with one another as to how can we better improve our society, how do we not discriminate. And unfortunately, discrimination has been happening since the existence of Canada.
What would you like to say to every and each person who is watching this video today?
Get involved, get engaged, tell me and tell all of the elected officials and candidates what you want our country to look like. Work for it, come out, volunteer for me, volunteer for everybody, for all political stripes, because that is what makes true impact. Oftentimes we think that we do not have the power, but we definitely have the power, and that power lies in our action, and that action is volunteering, raising your voice, getting involved, and I look forward to having you getting involved in my campaign. Iqra Khalid, Mississauga, Erin Mills, Team Trudeau candidate 2019.
سبسكرايب لايك اند شير. اشتركوا في قناتنا وشاركوا الفيديو مع أصدقائكم.